This Instant Pot lemon garlic chicken is the perfect weeknight dinner because it comes together fast and is incredibly delicious. I'm Justin from Cooking with Coit. I specialize in clean comfort cooking. And remember, if you love this video, make sure you hit those like and subscribe buttons. Let's get started. Let's first go over all the ingredients you need to make this recipe. Chicken thighs, butter, onion, garlic, lemon, paprika, garlic powder, Italian seasoning, chicken broth, olive oil, and salt and pepper. And the only piece of special cooking equipment you need for this recipe is an Instant Pot. First thing I'm gonna do is to prep my garlic and onion. This is a half an onion. My recipe calls for a half an onion. I actually had already cut this from the last recipe I did, so I'm just reusing it again so that I don't waste food. So half an onion. Next, we're gonna mince up 3 cloves of garlic. Next thing we're gonna do is to prep our chicken thighs. So the first thing I like to do with these is to cut any excess pieces of fat. I'd like to just cut those off with some kitchen scissors. Next thing I like to do is to take some paper towels and to blot up as much moisture as you can from the chicken itself. I like to also do the undersides of the chicken thighs as well. Having too much moisture on the chicken is really gonna not give you the best sear. And with this recipe, we wanna get a good sear on the chicken. Now we're gonna be making the seasoning for the chicken. We're gonna first start with 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of paprika, and a half a teaspoon of black pepper. Let's just give this a good mix. All right guys, so now I'm gonna transfer these chicken thighs into a medium-sized mixing bowl. And then from here, we're going to season it. So let's take out the seasoning that we just made and we're just gonna sprinkle it all over these chicken thighs. We just wanna try to get each thigh coated as much as we can. And especially the underside, make sure you get the underside of the thighs as well. All right guys, so now we're gonna be working in the Instant Pot. First thing you need to do is to turn it on to the brown function. So if you guys have an Instant Pot, brand Instant Pot, then you probably won't have the brown function. This is a multi-cooker that actually does have the brown function. If yours doesn't, just put it on saute mode. But for anyone that has a brown function, put it on brown because I think that gives you a little bit of a higher temp and is gonna allow the chicken to get a little crispier. So next thing we're gonna do is to add some olive oil. You can just put in about a tablespoon. And one other note that I had for you guys is, as you probably noticed, the recipe on my website asks for 6 to 8 chicken thighs. This is only 4 because I didn't think I'd be eating more than that today and I didn't want to waste food. So typically if you're gonna make the full recipe, that's gonna be 6 to 8. And given the size of this multi-cooker or your Instant Pot, you're probably not gonna be able to brown all of those 6 to 8 chicken thighs at one time, so work in batches. All right, so now we're going to add these chicken thighs into the pot. I'm doing skin side down to start. And we're gonna let these brown for just about 2 minutes per side. The question I've been getting a lot lately is, should I buy an Instant Pot or should I buy an air fryer? And I have to be honest, they are 2 completely different tools and really serve 2 completely different purposes. An air fryer is really good at making things crispy, whereas an Instant Pot is really good at pressure cooking and breaking down protein and breaking down veggies for like soups and stews. All right guys, so these chicken thighs have been browning for about 2 minutes on the skin side down. Let me flip them over and show you how the progress is looking. Oh yes, okay. This is beautiful browning and this is exactly what we're looking for. So just flip them over and now we're gonna give them 2 minutes on the other side. All right guys, so these chicken thighs are totally browned and beautiful now. So now I'm gonna take them out, set them on a plate and just set them aside for a minute. And I wanna show you guys just how beautiful these came out. Check that out. All right guys, so now we need to switch into our saute mode. So just hit the saute function, hit start. And then now we're going to be cooking our onions and garlic. So we first just dump in the onion straight away. And so what's gonna be happening here is that because we brown the chicken first, we've got all of that amazing flavor from the fat of the chicken that has now sort of cooked into the pot. So what we are doing is essentially we're cooking the onions in that same chicken fat. And I know it sounds a little weird to say out loud, but it's gonna give us such great flavor. So this is a really smart way to go about it. I'm also gonna be adding 1 tablespoon of butter. So guys, I need to be honest here. I should have put in the butter and melted it before I did put in the onions, but I forgot, so forgive me. It's gonna work out just the same, so no worries. Now I'm gonna be adding the garlic. Just toss it right in. We're gonna allow this onion and garlic to cook for just about 3 to 4 minutes until the onion has turned slightly translucent. All right guys, so the next thing we're gonna do is to add our lemon juice. My recipe calls for the juice of 1 lemon. So just sprinkle that in there. Lemon juice is going to do two things in this recipe. First, it's gonna give us that little bit of acidy, citrus flavor, but it's also going to deglaze the pot. And next, we're going to be adding in the tablespoon of our Italian seasoning. And that seasoning has really great hits of like rosemary, thyme, and oregano. You could really make your own Italian seasoning if you needed to. I'm sure you could look up a recipe online, but it's kind of easy and nice if you can buy it at the store as well. So just give this a mix, and we're just gonna let this cook for just about a minute. We definitely don't wanna let the Italian seasoning start to burn. Now it is time to add the chicken thighs back into the pot. I like to do it skin side up. Just place these guys right in the bottom of the pot. But you really don't need to give them too much breathing room, it's fine. And if you had 6 to 8 chicken thighs as per what my recipe calls for, you don't need to be worried about having them all in a single layer. They can stack on top of each other a little bit. I'm actually gonna turn off the saute function at this point, and I'm going to add my 1/3 cup of chicken broth. Let me just give this a little bit of a mix around. And now we are going to take the lid and pop it on. Make sure you set your vent to pressure cook. Next, we are going to be hitting our pressure cook function and then setting the timer to 8 minutes and cooking it on high. And now it's gonna take the Instant Pot about, 8 to 10 minutes to come to temperature, and then our cooking time is gonna be another 8 minutes, so it's probably about a little bit shy of 20 minutes total. All right guys, so while the chicken is cooking, I wanna give you a quick note as to why I love this Instant Pot so much. Pressure cooking is like this total miracle of a cooking tool. What it allows you to do is to create a ton of pressure inside this pot, which then cooks whatever you put into it like probably twice as fast as if you did it on the stovetop in a Dutch oven. It breaks down vegetables and breaks down proteins and makes them falling apart tender. All right guys, our 8-minute timer just finished, so now we're gonna do a natural pressure release. It's always a little jarring, so just hit this button at the top here. And so all that pressure and all that steam that's built up inside the pot is releasing. And you have to do this before you take the lid off, because if you just force the lid off without doing a natural pressure release, I don't know what would happen, but I feel like it could be like a bomb going off. So do not do that. Do the natural pressure release before you take the top off. And once we've given this a few seconds, let's see. Okay, now the top can come off, and let's see how we did. Whoa, let me show you guys. These look so incredible. And look at that beautiful Instant Pot lemon garlic chicken thigh. These look so delicious. I cannot wait to give these a try. But before I do, if you love this recipe and you wanna see more just like it, check out my Instant Pot recipes playlist. Okay, let's give these a try. All right guys, so one thing really important that you cannot miss. Take some of this sauce out of the bottom of the pot and just put it right over the top of these chicken thighs. It really is such an incredible sauce. And also, if your sauce comes out a little bit, a little watery, you could put in some flour in here and just mix it up, and that will thicken the sauce really nicely. But my sauce looks pretty good, so I don't need to do that today. And let's give these a try. Guys, you've got to try these Instant Pot lemon garlic chicken thighs. They are so incredible. You really taste all of the citrus from the lemon coming through, the onion, the garlic, and this beautiful sauce that you pour on top. These are so delicious. You've got to give them a try. Please promise me you will. I'll see you in the next video.